What's going on, James?
What's happening? What's happening?
You know, it's been a lot. It's been a lot going on, but
Yeah, it is.
we're here to talk about it. We're still here.
At least try.
Right. That we lost a lot of people, friends, family members, COVID complications from COVID.
Yeah.
Since COVID and
Pre-COVID, post-COVID.
Mhm.
Yeah. So.
But I still want to give a special condolences. James tragically, lost his stepson to gun violence, domestic violence inflicted by the female.
Yeah.
And no justice. And still, hopefully, can get some justice. Currently, she's not even been charged. Unimaginable, but absolutely, condolences.
Appreciate it.
That's still rough.
Yeah.
But like I said, guys, we're here. We know that we've been missed. I got the emails. I got the text messages. Where you guys at? What's going on? Blah, 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 blah. I was really up in my cigar game. But Sports-A-Delic is on the campaign trail. As you can see, I'm repping my official Make America Believe Again attire. You can see the website going across there, KamalaWeFight24.com. Go there, get your merch, become part of the family. Now, I respect everybody's political choices, decisions, and what have you.
Okay.
I respect that. I think a lot of people aren't as educated voters as they pretend to be.
Correct.
I've been voting ever since I was 18 years old.
A lot of people vote on emotion.
I'm talking about all elections, local, primary, sheriff. It don't matter. I'm voting.
You're there.
And like in basketball, when I was coaching, I would tell young men and young women, you're absolutely correct. You will not ever make a shot that you don't take.
Correct.
And if you're running around here thinking that your vote don't count, and that's why you're not going to vote because you don't think it's going to count. Well, guess what? You're right. It ain't gonna count.
It ain't gonna count.
And right here, right now, democracy is truly on the line with the project.
It's a lot of things that is going to be entailed to this election. I mean, look at the last election. Look at all the things that happened on that. It's
right.
We got it's just I want to say stay strapped up, but listen, understand your first alternative is protect yourself, and just make sure that you are in a situation where you are protected. That's it.
Right. I think what is interesting for me is, again, I don't care what you're talking about. I just need for you to really know what you're talking about. Because before I get too deep, I don't want to be a bad hostess. I have prepared.
Oh my.
Just a little something, a little welcome back. Welcome back, James. Welcome back.
I was so ready to get through it. Listen. Mm-hmm. Cheers. Salute.
Mm-hmm. But guys, we're also going to be going into our cigar segment. Another piece of information. Every day, I'm going to be doing a video educating you on the components of Project 2025. When you have grown men saying that's scary to me, there's some of the things about it, and it's serious. Do not believe somebody just because they say they don't know about it. When they run around and sitting on airplanes with people that wrote everything. Yeah. But every day, tune in to Sports-A-Delic on the campaign trail. You're going to get the education right here about Project 2025. It's truly democracy versus dictatorship. It's truly that. Everything's on the line, guys. It really is. And so, but no matter what goes on, what helps us, James?
Got to be the smoke, man.
Got to be the smoke.
Which was said in New Jack City. They wasn't coming back for that. They were coming back for the bass.
For the bass. Listen, Particles. Particles is one of the oldest cigar brands. We're going in today on, I'm going to be going in on the 1845 red label.
And I'm doing the 1845 green.
Now, check this out. This brand was taken over by Fidel Castro.
Fidel.
And for forever and ever and ever and ever, well, he took over about 15 cigar factories.
Yeah.
And they kind of had in 1978 had to relaunch. So now it's Dominican, Cuban. You can still kind of get both, but as far as stateside, without the drama associated with that whole thing that goes on with Cuba and cigars, this is a fun experiment because I've had both, but James hadn't had the green label.
This is my first time on the green.
But it's been a minute.
Yes.
And your palate changes. So traditionally, this red label, is it's a medium smoke. Might be a little complex. May not have bold flavors. Don't remember it. And that's the beauty. If you got a cigar that you like, that you smoked before, and you hadn't smoked it in a long time, go back and smoke it.
And see what you say about it. Yeah, I'll agree.
So ladies first. You want me to go ahead and light it up?
Yes.
Ready to
A little cold draw. The sound effects, fella. I mean, come on.
Okay. James, you ain't got no sound effects?
Nah. I make sound effects. I don't do the sound.
Oh my God, here we go. Okay.
I'm just being.
Some things remain the same, and some things never change.
Always.
Right. Well, I mean, you are called the plumber.
Look at that. Look at the breathing coming from the top.
Yeah, mine is not breathing this much. I think it has to do with the blend.
Could be. This is.
Yeah,
whenever you see that shows it's a breathable cigar, and I talk about that a lot. But
break down breathable.
So what you have is that you don't have anything blocking your airflow. So from the start, from light up all the way clear to the end, it's a clear passage. So you don't have a lot of clogs. You don't have a lot of things that's in there, kind of short filler stuff like that. You got just straight passage flow from the smoke, from the light, so that you don't have to worry about trying to break down any of your flavors.
But you know what else that tells me?
What's that?
The other thing it tells me is that I'm sorry about the fan. The other thing it tells me that this is age premium tobacco.
Yeah.
Age premium tobacco when it breathes like this. And I don't like to fight when I'm drawing on a cigar.
You should never have to.
You gotta
that's
poke it all down.
Yeah, and poke. That it shouldn't be a challenge to, first of all, spend money on the product and then smoke your money away.
Smoke your money.
You know what I'm saying? Because this is an expensive hobby. So you literally, if you're going to take the time out to really enjoy this lifestyle, enjoy it with understanding and education. Because there's a lot of people out here that smoke just to say that they got a cigar in their mouth, but to really truly understand the concepts and what these blenders put in to get this product created for you, they put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this.
And another thing I think we should share, Robusto is the size. Typically, your Robustos, your Petites are gonna have, I would say, the best flavor profiles for whatever reason.
That and that what's the little slim one? The Lanceros.
Lanceros, yeah, the flavor,
yes.
especially when you get one. Now, sometimes Lanceros you have to keep lighting.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you, the Cane F Lancero.
Never had that one. No, I've had the Cane F. I've had the Cane F, but I've never had the Lancero.
Only one place, and Al, I'm gonna give you a plug. Puffin Stuff, located on Lawrenceville Highway. If you are in the Atlanta, Georgia, area.
Lawrenceville
Highway.
Yeah. But what's going on, Al?
That's what we're gonna have to put you on then. That's one of the few Lanceros that
I tried it. I definitely tried it.
My 40th birthday, and I'm not gonna tell you how long ago that was, but on my 40th, one of my good friends and got to produces, make sure the videos come out, without any craziness. Richard, for my birthday, he gave me some Opus X Lancero. And after about 6 puffs, it blew the top of my head off. I cannot really do, I think it's something with the Lajero or something in those Opus X that don't work for me.
Yeah, I'm a fan of the pink. I'm a fan of the Forbidden City, Lost City.
Opus X. You're a fan of the down.
I'm a fan of Opus.
Just call it like.
My
mother wanted you to say hello to me.
Hey, Mama, how you doing? How's everything going? I'm staying out of trouble. So,
funny story. James.
Oh man.
James took my mother to her first experience at a strip club. I've not ever seen my mother act like that. She just thought it was just the funniest thing. She just was beside herself with laughter. You remember how she was? She just thought it was so funny, and it was the first time in her life, courtesy of James, aka the plumber.
So, yeah, but your mother, your sister, your dad, all of them are really sweet, man. I mean, they're good people. They're good people. Your brother, all of them are good people.
I appreciate it.
You know what I'm saying? I love your mother. I love your sister. Me and your dad, we done been fishing, so I got to try to get back to him so that we can go again.
Yeah, the fishing. Now, I'm going to tell you something about my father when it comes to the fishing piece. By virtue of a man saying he fished, that's a good man right there. Like, you could actually be a serial killer, but if you fish, you're good.
You're a good serial killer.
Yeah, you're good. That's a good man. It takes a man with patience to fish.
And it does. It really does, because you got to think about it. You are out there in one of the strongest elements that's known to man, which is water. The earth is comprised of 74, 75% water. Maybe 77, since we getting so much,
you talking about the climate change?
Yeah, climate change and all that kind of stuff.
Exist.
So you got to understand that concept, that you're out there and you realize the power of that element, and that the water's clashing up against the boat, and it's just you and nature, and it's you and peace. You're not gonna have cell service when you go out there unless you got a satellite phone. But so you have no service. It's just you and the water, you and the sun, you and the elements, and it's just whatever you kill, whatever you bring. I ain't gonna say kill. Whatever you bring in, you eat.
Well, if I'm going to eat, it better be dead.
Yeah. Well, I've been on some trips where some guys will eat it straight out the water. I was in California. I went fishing, and the guy was he caught a fish that was not size limit wise, and the guy told him, he said, "Man, the only way that boat is coming off this, the only way that fish is coming off this boat is in your stomach." The dude went over to the water, ran it up under the water, pulled out his knife, started filleting it. I said, "Man."
Well, you want to talk about serious protein?
Yeah,
he definitely got all the protein.
He got protein,
and then some.
Yeah,
and then some. Well, aren't we glad that it's almost time for football? Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Oh my
Yes. Yes.
Now let's talk
yes.
about this, James. James, you know,
There it is right there. That's that's enough.
You know, we're here. You know, Atlanta. You know, Atlanta is such that people think that the only thing here, like in Georgia, is Atlanta. But Atlanta is like in the city. You got the outskirts, Stone Mountain, Lithonia. You know, the outskirts, Snellville, Tucker, all of this stuff.
It's a lot of different.
And you know, that first game, Labor Day weekend, downtown there, 12 noon.
And guess who we playing? Damn.
Damn Clemson Tigers. Now, you know, James, you know, I've always called it like I said.
Yeah, you do.
I don't know.
Yeah, you do. I will give you that.
We're going to go as far as the quarterback.
Well,
my defense has always played good enough for us to win the game if our offense helped them out.
Yeah.
Klubnik, you know, just like with DJ Uga Uga Tenderoni is what I call him because all of that whining and crying. And I play basketball at Clemson. I play with young ladies that Jersey was retired in high school, but they did not get significant playing time because mentally they couldn't make the jump. And I think, you know, here, big game, 12 noon. I'm going to tell you why I know that we're going to get blowed up. I'm going to tell you, you know, we're going to get blowed up.
I'm listening.
And I'm going to tell you why.
Why?
Even when I was in school, go back and look, Deshaun Watson era, Taj Boyd, you know, Woody Dantzler, Trevor. Go back and look at how horrible we play at 12 o'clock.
Hey, listen, we don't make the schedule. But let me say this to you. Because it's a spot. First of all, if you've never been to Clemson campus,
beautiful.
It's a beautiful campus, but it's huge. I do not know how you got from one class to the other without a car. You had to have a vehicle because the campus is huge. One of my favorite spots down there is the lounge. I mean, the lodge. Clemson Lodge. The
Clemson Lodge. Yeah.
We took my dad there for Father's Day one day, me and my brother, and we went. And I was utterly surprised at the beauty of that lodge and how inexpensive it is, because it's a really nice spot. And then you got the pool in the back with the tiki hut for the beverages and drinks, and then on the back side of that, you got the water. Mm-hmm. You got the lake river. You know.
Yeah, we
it's a beautiful spot.
You know, we kind of bump up against Lake Oconee.
Okay.
Lake Oconee there, but now I'm gonna tell you,
it's a beautiful.
I'm gonna tell you when it's brutal. You know, because they have the shuttle service to kind of take you. We lived in Lightsey Bridge apartments for athletes. I've given you the clue, bridge. So the bridge separated us from the actual campus.
Oh, wow.
And the bridge seemed like it was 10 miles long. And when it's brick outside and you got to get on that line down in Little John Coliseum at 4:30 in the morning and it's brick cold, but here's the rub. The shuttle service is not running that early. So you have to get there. And let me give a shout out to my teammate, Shandy Bryan. You know, she would.
What's going on, Shandy?
Shandy would give us a ride down. You know, she had a little car and stuff. But sometimes, for whatever reason, you know, I think she might have had something going on, and maybe wasn't always staying at her place. I don't want to talk too much.
Yeah.
But most of the time,
grown folks stuff.
But most of the time, Shandy, you know, came through in the clutch, you know, for us, type thing.
Beautiful campus, like I said. I mean, I have to give it what it is. It's a beautiful campus, but it's big, and the stadium is crazy.
It's beautiful in terms of like when you're driving in and you start to see the top of the.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It's
been renovated.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, you got to see it now.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because I mean, we went that was about 3 or 4 years ago.
Oh yeah, they finished the renovation since then. You probably didn't pay attention because if you're on one side of the stadium, you couldn't see the renovation on the other side.
Okay.
It's on that main side when you come in off of.
But let me say this right quick. The notes that I'm getting on this, I'm getting a little vanilla, definitely cream. This is going to be a medium to medium smoke. I'm not going to say medium to full. This is going to be a medium smoke. So you can do this beginning of the day, going into the evening. If you're going to pair this with anything, you can pair this with a scotch. You can pair this with a rum. You can pair this with Remus tonic. You know,
yay!
Yeah. So
Yay!
So I probably wouldn't do it with any bourbon because bourbon is so stout. But I would definitely do it with anything that's light. You know.
Well, it tells me with those particular notes. Now, Partagas is known for being a bit on the pepper side. And it tells me most of the time when they're getting vanilla, creamy, chocolatey notes, it's to kind of bring that the
pepper down. Yeah.
Now, my Robusto, my red label, if you really want flavor, this is not going to be, the green label is going to give you more flavor.
More cream.
This is going to, it's not really flavorful. And it's kind of have a bitter bite on the back end. And it's tricky because you can't taste the bitterness until you get to the back end. It's, I'm going to wait and see, but right here, right now, there's seemingly zero complexion in the cigar. But it's good. It's good if you just finished playing a game of golf and you're waiting on them in the clubhouse just to kind of get things.
I would recommend this as definitely a golf cigar. Something that's not, if you're coming off a course and it's hot and you just want something to kind of just, relax yourself, until you get something to eat in your stomach or, you're eating something light while you're there, a salad or something like that.
That's a good point. That's what I was going to say. I can tell you can enjoy this if you haven't had a lot on your stomach.
Yeah,
you can
do a salad with this, and it'll still complement it.
Yeah.
So,
but I'm gonna tell you something else.
Kudos.
Yeah, but bar mitzvah, birthdays, weddings, Clemson shocking the world, beating Georgia. You're not gonna smoke this. You're gonna have to go to the top of the food chain, pull out a Padron or something like that.
Sincere,
And I'm gonna tell you something: win, lose, or draw. I'm repping my school, I'm still gonna be smoking all day long, high on the hall.
How it goes,
and
it's gonna be, but that's gonna be a bad cigar. It's gonna be a bad cigar day. Even though you're repping your cigar, but that loss is just gonna be bitter, man. So any cigar that you taste is not gonna be.
Here we go.
It ain't gonna be good. It's just not gonna be a good thing.
Here we go.
Because they're going up against them dogs.
Let me remind you.
Okay.
I graduated from Clemson.
Okay.
Listen, the losses that I experienced when I was in school with this football team.
Yeah.
Trust me. No.
You understand.
I told you we had a good run. And when I know we got that squad, what it is. And I'm getting tired of Michigan fans. I'm getting tired of UGA fans. What I said to UGA, what I said to Michigan was welcome to the top. I mean, the playoff system 2013? Okay, y'all got those last two, before we changed to a new era. Michigan, okay, finally you all joined the party. But see, we had already been in there fighting around. And every year, you even told me, like, man, y'all should have beat Alabama. 2015, but we've been there. But I don't know what I'm going to get from this team, but I do know for whatever reason, Dabo since he's been at Clemson has shown an inability to get those guys ready to play at noon.
Let me ask you this question, because I was going to, say this before you went on your little rant. So, the concept comes up right now, or the talk that's coming up right now is going to be, does Dabo have the capability of coaching in this new day and era? Because especially with the NILs and things of that nature, he was one of the ones that had a lot to say about that.
And he was absolutely correct with everything that he said. Okay. And everybody has recanted since, because he said it's going to change football to the Wild Wild West. And that's what's going on. Now, make no bones about it. Get your money. I think it's a great thing. Wish it was going on when I was in school.
Yeah.
I'm not knocking that. But the flip side of all of this with the transfer portal, you still got over 1,000 guys with nowhere to go, because, like Dabo said, there's a reason why young people still need guidance. Because
they definitely need guidance.
Because sometimes you're just not as good as you think that you are, and you need to sit your ass down and stay where you are. Yeah. And then some of these kids don't want to compete. Like, they ain't really got.
They wanted to be given to them.
They really got that.
I remember when.
But let me answer you a question. Dabo has never been an XO coaching guy. He is very good at producing graduates and young men.
Okay.
And if that's what you want, no. Mark Richt didn't win.
He didn't win, but his premise was more of producing more.
Well, I know, but that's not true. They were not graduating guys. James, don't make me put.
Yeah, they were.
No, they were not. Yeah, they were. Now you're just saying that. You can't go against my show. Stats, in fact. No, they were not. But what I'm saying is, that's Dabo Swinney. And you can't, in terms of continuity, people forget we had the nucleus of coaching staff for damn near 15 years.
Y'all had a really good, y'all did.
And when your offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator leave the program after that many years at the same time, I mean,
welcome to Georgia.
It took him years.
Welcome to Georgia. Welcome to Alabama. Those are the things that.
No, but it took him years to get to that.
Who?
Dabo. It took him years to get to that point, and then you got to have some.
Y'all dominated that conference for a while.
No, but sometimes you got to have what is called luck. Yeah. If you believe in that.
And referees. And the referees.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. What I'm saying is, in terms of Dabo coaching, if you got Sammy Watkins, DeAndre Hopkins, Martavis Bryant on the same team at the same time, that's luck in your coaching.
Yeah, that was a hell of a receiving core.
But Clemson.
That was a hell of a receiving core.
Clemson's national championships, I don't think anybody can say, even the ones we lost, that you can say that maybe the refs were adverse against us, but we never got no love from the refs except for 1 year. And I call it like I said. ACC championship, North Carolina, when they called that offsides, listen, North Carolina, that was some BS. Because I watched it and I watched it and I watched it, and I'm like, oh my goodness, he wasn't offsides. Oh my goodness. But you was their year. I mean, you win some, you lose some.
I look at it like this. I mean, if you go out there and play the game, don't allow for the refs to influence anything, then it's on the field. But if you sitting there, crying and doing all of this, and no, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose because you can't win that argument.
And speaking of which, because I have to plug for, I'm all about Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, because I'm all about saving some of the things that they're trying to get rid of. Tune into Sportsadelic. Every day you're going to get a little snippet, a different snippet every day of Project 2025. And to your point, get out and vote for your democracy.
Yeah.
To where
definitely do that.
We don't have to deal with any of the nonsense, the tomfoolery, the tom and the foolery that we know a sore loser is going to present. So get out there and make it so that there's no way that there could have been any fuddy-duddy. I mean, you lost by 15 million votes. Get out there.
The thing about it is that it's fearful to a lot of people. And, we have to understand the body of what people mentally are going through. They're going through a situation whereas they feel like they're losing control over something that really and truthfully, I don't know any reign of power that has had control for a lifetime. You got to think about it. You've seen the Ming Dynasty. We've seen the Roman Empire. And they all did what? At some point in time, they lost.
Right.
So, just over a period of time, you got to understand, just on sheer numbers, that is going to come into the equation.
Well, I'm not going to get too deep into it because those are going to be for, the segments. But I will say this. When someone, as an example, if every time I experience some success, you think it takes success away from you, mind you, they're mutually exclusive. Yeah. One ain't got nothing to do with the other.
Yeah.
If I experience success over here,
that's
you think that it's somehow taking something away from you.
Yeah, and that's the craziness about it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. The fact that you think that if I go out here and I bust my tail to do what I need to do to earn liquidity and get me and my family financially secure, how does that affect you? Because you have just as every right to go out there and do the same thing. Now, my level of going out there and get it may be a little more than yours because you may come from a privileged situation where things are handed to you, given to you. Not everybody goes through that scenario. So if you have to work for something, when you get it, you're going to appreciate it. If it's been given to you, there's a tendency that you'll be like, oh, yeah, I wrecked the car today that you gave me.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Because you didn't have to go out there and pay for it.
Yeah, there's no sweat equity involved.
At all. So it is what it is.
It is what it is, and it's going to be something else if we don't get out and absolutely
punch that ticket.
Absolutely.
You definitely got to punch that ticket.
And and I told you before when I hear people say they're not going to vote because they don't like either candidate. That's your choice. But I know that they're not an educated voter because I have zigzag sometime on my ballot because if I don't like your policy,
yeah,
if it
you
doesn't
gotta follow policy though.
Yeah, if it don't work for me, I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, Independent. I don't care.
It ain't gonna work for me.
But when you start talking about getting rid of overtime pay, Social Security,
Medicare, Medicaid,
because
that affects
Pell Grant.
Yeah, that's not only going to affect you, but that's affecting your parents. So now, if you are in a situation where
your kids and your grandkids,
yeah, because they're going to have to try to take care of you, and they're trying to live their life on their own. So it's not fair to sit here and expect that. Oh well, my kids to be here. No, your kid. You listen. You didn't take care of your parents. Yeah. Why you expect for them to take care of you? And they will because of loyalty, but it's a stress and a strain on their relationship and marriage, because what you're looking at is that when you got to bring someone else into that fold, you got to deal with judging, review of what's going on in the house and things of that nature. And it might be some things that they don't agree to because of the era when they come up at. So,
Yeah, but when you say raise the retirement age, I mean, you're already broken down at 62 and up, and you want to raise that up. Like I said, there's so many components of this thing that is un-American. And I'm aware, for my crowd out there, I'm aware of the dark, nasty history associated with Black people and the United States. Like, I'm not, again, uneducated about what's going on. My intelligence tell me if I live here in the United States, unless I'm moving to another country, then I want it to be the best it reasonably possibly can since I'm here.
Correct.
And that is why I vote. And if you have children, 3, 4, 5, 6 children, like you have 4 kids, just a regular working dude. How important was the Pell Grant to your daughter Bentley graduating?
A lot.
And your other daughter getting ready to graduate. Then you got the other little one coming through.
Yeah.
If it's not an academic or athletic scholarship, you
it's
need those monies.
It's difficult because, the average family doesn't have enough money to be able to afford college tuition and things of that nature, especially when college tuition is consistently going up.
But that's what I got to do.
What is it a year now at Clemson?
Oh my God! The last I looked, I'm gonna tell you the funny thing about people ask me, "Where's Clemson?" It's in Clemson, South Carolina. Okay, the average income is $27,000 a year.
Yeah,
it costs $27,000+ a year to go there now, in state. It's even more out of state.
Yeah.
And so out of balance, right there.
Yeah.
But if you take away those resources, plus, you're getting this Pell Grant, you're getting these loans. You graduate, you're already in the negative because you got to pay money back.
You got to pay that money back. And they're going to get their money regardless. They're going to get their money if you listen. They'll hit your probate if they need to. So,
fun educational fact. What would you say? Because when people talk about Biden doesn't do anything. He didn't do anything for Black people. And I know people are upset because Kamala stated that she's not going to do anything specifically, for Black people. It didn't cut me to the bone because that's being honest. I don't like when you say you're going to do this and do that, and then you don't do it. She's saying, I'm the people's president. I have to, do something for all the races. I have to. But Biden, let me ask you this question. What is the number one reason that African Americans get denied credit? You would think the obvious stuff. Oh, I didn't do this, that, or that. Well, I got a repossession, but you know what it is?
What is it?
Medical bills.
Wow.
Medical bills.
Wow.
And Biden and his administration looked at how many Black people and people of color, and I do think there's a distinguish between the two. They looked at, man, these people are being denied, credit that they need to better themselves because they got extreme, medical bill. And so his administration, passed a law that these creditors can no longer put medical bills on your credit. No, because when you talk about what somebody's doing to help you, that's why you got to become educated. You got to dig through the weeds of the bill, of the policy, and see what's really going on. Uh, and no, I don't think it's right to just do something for Black people. I mean, I believe in in fairness. And then what do we want them to do for us? Why are we always looking for somebody to do something for us?
Well, I think the biggest issue that you got to look at, and that is a lot of that is based upon information. A lot of information we're not privy to, or we don't have access to. Whether it is our parents don't know and they don't teach us, or we're not getting the information while we're in school, or we're not researching. The thing about it now,
James, that was true when we grew up.
Yeah,
now
you got smartphones that tell you
everything.
Google.
They can just ask.
Yeah, Google will tell you everything that you need to know. I just think that we're in a social media spike that could be very detrimental if we don't understand the power of what it is. Because one thing I can truly sit here and tell you, and that is that you got people that are going out here trying to live their life based upon what they see on the tube, what they see on their phones. And they don't get an opportunity to really learn a person or a culture because they're going based upon what somebody else has said. Now, you remember Pops.
Mm-hmm.
Pops, cool guy, Pops used to say a no count person is a no count person. He didn't say person, but he said something else that was more colorful. Mm-hmm. But Pops he just called it like it is. It don't matter what color you are, black, brown, green, yellow, peach, whatever. If you are no good, you're no good. So you got to understand there's going to be some bad apples in every color realm that you want to put out there.
And I'm fine with that. I just need for those bad apples I listened to a guy say that, a Black guy say to the world that Kamala Harris isn't Black because he read somewhere that her lineage was traced back to Hindu and Irish. First of all, the last time I checked, Hindu was a religion.
Yeah.
So that might be why her father hit it off with the Indian lady, because a lot of Indians practice Hinduism,
Correct.
Right? And then Irish. And if you talk to a lot of the old school Jamaicans, they consider themselves Jamaican American. They didn't get so much into I'm Black, but they identify as Black.
Yeah.
And
it's better than some of the other groups that come over and think that they're not Black.
Right. You know,
you got a bunch of people that come over here looking like me and you, same color as me and you, and they'll swear, no, I'm not, I'm this, I'm that. But at the end of the day, over here in the US, they classify you as that. So where you originate from, where your parents originate from, that's one thing. But what you're being identified over here is what,
Well, I guess I'm saying that if you're going to get out here, and you need to understand that Hinduism is not a race. You can't say that she's not Black because her religious choice is Hinduism. And here's the other thing. If her mother is a banana and her father is an apple, then she gets to enjoy apples and bananas. That's the way
she's a bapple.
She's a bapple. she's a bapple.
She's a bapple.
She's a bapple. And who are we to tell her that
she's not a bapple?
She's not a bapple. I mean, she can't control. She was the offspring. She was, she came out of the situation. So
she was born out of love.
Right.
She was born out of love. Unfortunately, now we see a lot of people that's not.
Talking about she's just pandering to the black race, because she's running, for office. And based on my education and my knowledge, my homework and my research, no, that's the narrative that's being put out about her, but that's not what's coming out of her mouth. She's always identified as an Indian black woman because that's what she is.
Okay.
Now, I would be upset if she was identifying as,
Asian.
No, she was identifying as a white woman, and her mom's Indian and her dad's black. Something like that. I would just be like, "Whoa, yeah, like Kamala, how you doing?" And when we have people out here identifying as a horse,
yeah.
So
well,
but you just say that you're too lazy to go and vote, but don't tell me it's because she's pandering for votes. Do you know any Republicans?
There's no.
Who hasn't pandered to the black
that's
vote?
what I was going to say. Anybody that's trying to win in some type of election office, they are pandering. So they're gonna tell some things. Hey, I promise you that I'm gonna put
basketball goals in all the parks.
Yeah. And then 3 years in, you still ain't got one basketball goal.
But look, check this out. On Facebook, I'm not gonna call you out by name, but somebody need to. This black guy posted nothing but derogatory things about Kamala Harris because he's a Republican, and I respect that. What I don't respect is he posts a picture of Kamala Harris, and it says, "I can't believe y'all gonna vote for this non-black." Well, if you're voting for Trump, aren't you voting for a non-black? So why is your non-black better than my non-black? But do you understand, how are you putting that out? Clearly, you're not thinking.
But listen, let me say this to you, because you got a lot of people that have a lot of different variations of how they look at it. I think that let's call it like it is. You have a lot of men that are afraid of having a female in power. Okay, let's get that first out there, and then on top of that, her being her race. So, the first thing that they'll quote them to say is that, okay, women are emotional. I can sit here and say I've come across some emotional women. Yes, I have. But this one right here it's all logic for her, and she's going to speak on logic. And sometimes you'll be sitting back going, bro, do not start the conversation. Don't start it, because she doesn't back down. She got some dog in her. She got some dog in her. She should have went to UGA. You know what I'm saying? But
I did not go to UGA.
Here we go.
It wasn't for a lack of recruiting, but they were not graduate academically. Go look it up. Academically, they've come a long way, but during my time, they sucked and swallowed, and I had to make a choice.
Well, I don't know about all that swallowing stuff.
I'm just telling you, UGA. Come on.
But
Herschel Walker came out of there. Then he said if Herschel Walker graduated in the top of his class at UGA, then let you know what nobody going to school. He said it, James.
I'm just saying. Listen.
Even some of the alumni had to come out like, whoa.
I think when you look at situations in life.
Let me ask you this question. So you think that Kamala Harris will be faced with a situation and she'll just become frazzled and emotional and say, okay, just nuke everybody?
I don't know about that. I just think that,
But it has to be qualified.
It got to be qualified. But the thing about it
with what?
Is I think the one thing that they're going to sit back and look at, and I'm going to be very honest with you, the situation that happened on the Senate floor between Marjorie Taylor Greene and
Jasmine Crockett.
That back and forth is what I think scares a lot of people because, that we have, let me just say this, and this is just me personally, we have got to get back to morality. We got to get back to the point whereas if you are a person of power, you have to be very tactful about what you say and understand that words have ending results.
James, no. See,
that's just me.
Your opinion is based on that incident that you've seen. But here we go again. Jasmine Crockett has sat there and did not speak when Marjorie Taylor Greene was cutting her down.
Correct.
Like she sat there and
Correct.
sat there. And sometimes, you know what, you have to just, but since she said, you know what, listen, I'm going to hit you with the B6, the bleach, blonde, bad built, butch body. I'm going to hit you with that.
Yeah.
But since then, Marjorie don't come at her the way that she used to because she's been slighting this woman and she's tried to rise above.
Yeah, she tried to be going
the AOC, yeah. But they always rise above because traditionally, Democrats, it's the Old Testament. We're just going to turn the other cheek.
Yeah.
But they're not about that anymore. They're
that's this new wave though. They're not doing that.
Right, they're not.
They're not doing that.
And I give her credit. She said
whatever you dish out, I'm gonna give it back to you.
But she didn't just explode on this woman. She got tired and fed up because she respects Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama said, when they go low, we go high. And you know what? When they go low, maybe we might need to just go in and go a little lower, and then they'll stop with that. And that's what happened. And you know this to be true, even in sports. If you play football, and if there's somebody that can't block,
what
got
a problem. We got a problem.
What happens?
We got a problem.
Right. But then you put somebody over there that got that dog, and what do? You run away from them.
Yeah, you run away from them.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying.
You don't go at them.
You don't go at them.
No.
But
you gotta have a hellified line to sit back and go after somebody who's.
But sometimes you have to go at them, because I remember Ray Lewis used to just constantly give George the business. Like he used to just really blast him. But then George said, you know what, I'm getting ready to stand up to this dude, and presented him with one of the greatest stiff arms in NFL history. Because he finally just said, you know what, Ray, you good, you this, you that, but I'm going to stand up to you on this play, and blasted him. And Ray Lewis got up and shook his hand. Like, you know what, wow, you got me.
But that's old school. That's old school. I mean, he's, when you were coming up back, when I was coming up, being younger, the guy that you get into a fight with, 9 times out of 10, y'all become best of friends. It's now we've altered that concept. And, I got my own beliefs on that whole scenario and situation, but it's guys are too afraid to take the L. What you should learn from is how did you get to the point where you took an L, and get better. If you need to get your hands together, then you need to work on it. Everybody shouldn't expect that they can just come out swinging and become,
Mike Tyson.
Yeah, you can't do that. You got to train to be that, because it's taken away from the guys that go out there and do training. I can do it. See, that's the thing, another concept.
Wait, hold on.
People think that they go out there and play just like professionals. And I'm like, dude, be real.
Wait, hold on. Speaking of, is that what happened with the Olympics and the breakdancing?
Listen,
the crap, some of the crap that was put out there just took away from the guys and the ladies that really put something into it. Like I was just like,
Listen,
come on now, come
listen.
on.
Australia. Listen, do better. Do better. Do better.
They ruined it for everybody. And then they took
it off after one term.
Australia wasn't the only one out there that was just like, what is going on? What is going on? But it ruins it, for and I think some people will sleep at the wheel because I didn't know that breakdancing had entered into the Olympics.
I didn't either until I saw. I'm like,
right. And so I think some of those men and women that breakdancing like what we really known it to be just didn't know about it, or here we go again. Yeah. Accessibility, opportunity. Like you got to get some sponsorships. You got to have some money. You got to get out there. And I figure if this chick from Australia got there, then she had to pay her own way. There's nobody that sponsored that.
They couldn't have.
Did you see the bunny hop thing?
That reminded me of Jenkins Promoters when the sun was up on the screen and he was doing the bunny hop. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, come on, bro. For real?
Well, James, let me say this. No complexion. Good, decent smoke, like I said. But if you want to be overwhelmed with flavor, if you want some complexion, if you want some body, rich and body and creaminess and, some real notes, go with the green label.
The green is definitely give you a real creamy milk chocolate type of taste to it. So if you are a person that enjoys that type of cigar, that type of flavor, those type of notes, I definitely would recommend the green. I would definitely recommend the green. I don't know what the price point is, but
one thing that I try to do is educate my Sports-A-Delics out there on quality cigars that's under $10. Okay. And it's the Robusto. Yeah. You can get under $10.
So that's a good price point. And I would definitely recommend this with coffee. I would definitely recommend this with something that's light. You can do it with salad, golf. It's not as. What's crazy to me is when you see somebody on the golf course and they smoking a full body cigar at 98 degrees outside. That is crazy to me.
The only caveat to that is if you've been smoking, that's just your palate. Because like Michael Jordan, his fave is the Liga Privada.
Liga Privada, yeah. He smokes that out, yeah.
Number 9, golfing.
Yeah, he does that.
I seen him on the Facebook dancing, Liga in his mouth.
Yeah.
But you can't just jump out there
and start doing that. No.
And a lot of these guys, they just
yeah, they're gonna have the meat sweats.
They get on my nerves.
Yeah. So I understand. First of all, identify what your palate is. I think once you identify what your palate is, then you can start identifying. Okay, hey, I like this. I don't like this.
Break it down. When you say identify your palate, help them understand what you mean when you say that.
Understand. When you identify your palate, it increases the taste in everything. And what I mean by that, is that your food even tastes better. Because what you're doing is you're understanding what the senses are in your taste buds. I like pepper. I like spice. I like hotness. I like different type of seasonings. Those are the things that when your palate gets it, like, oh shit, I like that.
Right, because my palate just will not respond to blue cheese.
Correct. And you, as long as I've known you, you will say, do not put that on my plate at all.
And pickles. I just can't do it. Yeah. And we'll go over this again because, like I said, we're back. We're going to be coming at you, every Tuesday. We're back. But football season is coming up, so we're going to have to throw some Monday nights, halftime stuff.
Falcons. She Washington Falcons.
Everybody. I don't even have to say what I am.
Everybody knows. Everybody who knows, you know.
You know, when my job here in Atlanta is done, because anytime and every time someone even hears Clemson, they think of me. Anytime and every time somebody hears Washington, Commanders, Commodes, whatever you want to call them, you still think of me. My job is done.
I got one question. Why are you whispering?
No, I'm talking to my viewers.
I got you.
You know, like that face to face sometimes, in your face. My job is done. Yeah, I mean it is. You know,
really?
you didn't think anything about Clemson or Washington until you met me.
No. I take this back. I used to date a young lady who actually attended Clemson. So I went to the campus. You're talking about back in 80, 87, 88.
Like I said, he didn't think about Clemson.
But now, when I do think about Clemson, I do think about this one right here. So,
like if we win, lose, or draw. Well, when we lose, I'm getting all kind of text messages, and phone calls, and I respond to all of it. I mean, I'm not going to disappear, but I know
some people will. Though.
I know there's people disappear on me.
Yeah,
especially
they'll definitely disappear.
The cowgirl fan.
Why did I know you was gonna go?
Especially the Florida State Miami fan. They just
I just knew eventually.
It's just what
it was gonna get to the point where you talk about.
It's just what they do. It's who they are. It's who they are. It's who they are, and who their fans are.
I hear you.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Am I wrong?
But y'all got some. No, I mean, listen. I ain't never seen so many fans break so many TVs and burn so many jerseys, and then go right back and before season start and rebuy all of that stuff over again. To me, that's called delusion.
I've never seen fans that. The law average says that, if you say every year you're going to win the Super Bowl, eventually you will. I mean, but every time they get paid, when they got Stephon Gilmore, we going to win the Super Bowl. When they got Michael Park, we going to win the Super Bowl. Now, to you all's credit, y'all ain't never said y'all going to win the Super Bowl with Dak. Y'all aren't that far gone, I guess.
I think Dak gets a lot of. He gets a lot of. He doesn't. He's Tony Romo 2.0. What do we know is true about Tony Romo? The big games. He's like Tony Romo. Tony Romo was that guy. He's the reason that you're in the game, and he's also the reason that you don't win the game. He will get you back in the game, and then he'll throw an interception on the 10-yard line and just give it away. That's redacted. I call it redacted. You got to think about it. I can't say anything about that because we did 3 years with Ritter. That was enough said as it is. I mean, and nothing against my man. It's just that
Falcons do negative. You all do negative history.
Yeah. So, but I'm gonna tell you this: let it come, and you will see a party like you've never seen before.
You all remind. I told people the Falcons and their fans remind me back when I was in college. If you walked on our campus, you would have thought that we were the defending national champions every year.
They gonna.
And I mean,
they're gonna bring it.
They partying. They having a great time. I remember one of my best parties in school is when they got back after getting embarrassed and blowed up on national television, 57-0 against Florida State. 57-0.
What year was that? Was that the Charlie Ward years, or was that the?
And I hate to Derek Witherspoon, I love you, but I just remember 4 plays in a row on the 1-yard line, and each time Derek Brooks met his ass right there in power. Like we ended up on the 5, and no field goal, nothing. But but you would have never known on our campus that they got embarrassed and blowed up because they walked around like they were. Now our defense, the late great Chester McLaughlin, one of the best middle linebackers I think in the NFL at 260, Levon Kirkland, Mike Barber, over there with the Colts, Ed, the best undersized linebacker, over there with Minnesota, the late defensive end, Wayne Simmons. Like all of these guys were on the same damn, like our defense, I think in 91 was ranked number 1 and our offense was ranked, 3001.
So it's not a good balance.
Yeah.
It's not a good balance.
And I mean, Richard Moncrief, I love you, but I ain't love your game. I mean, just, and it wasn't Richard's fault that he was, I mean, I think I was taller than Richard.
You got to think about it, man. It's a lot of pressure on a D1, D2, D3 athlete because the first thing that's thrown in front of you is your scholarship, and if you're not performing, guess what's going to happen?
Well, that's a misconception. People think you get 4 years. No, you have a exit interview every year.
1 and 1. So, that's something that people have to understand, So, and I think that's something that we as parents have to make sure that we maintain and teach our children. Yes, you can go out here, you can get this scholarship, this D1 scholarship, D2 scholarship, or whatever the situation may be. You got to understand that the pressure is going to be on you now because now not only do you have to maintain your grades, but you have to perform at a high level. And if you're not able to perform at a high level, well, you better get your Pell Grant money ready.
Well, we're going to close out with a question.
Okay.
I want you to answer first, and then I'm going to answer.
Okay.
Do you think that Colorado is going to be one of those 12 teams in the college playoff? If it's yes, tell me why, and if it's no, tell me why.
They have the capability of being one. The reason why is because the one thing that
James, are you saying yes?
Yes, I think so. And I'm going to tell you why. They brought definitely the guys that can teach those young kids how to come and get that dog in them. You got Warren Sapp out there. You got a bunch of guys that are out there that they're giving them their insight. You got guys that got gold jackets that are over there giving expertise on these kids. And what these kids need to do is be a sponge and absorb all of that information, put it inside of their game, and let it work for them. I think the quarterback play is going to be essential. I think that some of your other squads, other teams are going to have some down years. So they have an opportunity to come up and be a part of that 12, but they're going to have to win that division. They're going to have to win the division. And they can't take no time off. They can't take no games off. When it comes down to Saturday, they got to be all about that game.
I'm going to say no. I think that there's still a couple of years away. And I know, I think 1 or 2 Clemson guys, going to be playing there. And they were just very upfront. They said, I have a better chance of starting, over there than at Clemson. Because people don't understand, and I only understood it because I, went to school there. And the women's basketball team and the football team, we used to weight room at the same time. You have to test out, and that's what people don't understand. Like you have these trainers, and every week, if you're supposed to be bench pressing this, squatting that, doing this many dips,
you need to be doing it.
If you're not doing it, that's part of you getting on, on the field. And so that guy not getting any playing time at Clemson will do well in a in that conference.
Yeah, because it's not as strong as conference.
It's not a stronger conference. You're not saying that day in.
They're not saying it's not bad.
The size of these
guys. The size of the guys is. I mean, you're not going to get, the offensive linemen that are coming out of Michigan and Ohio State, and you're not going to get the defensive ends that are coming out of the SEC and programs like that. You're not going to get the receivers that are coming out of Clemson. It's.
I give him 2 more years because of Neil. Because Deion Sanders showed us back in the 80s when he was playing that he's a walking branding expert. He was branding himself before he became popular.
Correct.
I respect him because he don't do any deals where his players don't get to benefit monetarily.
Correct.
And then
it's all about the kids, yeah.
And then he can pick up the phone and call anybody in the NFL.
Yeah.
They know if Deion is calling, I need to look at this kid.
Correct.
Now, I was devastated. I don't know what's going on. I remember a time, and we know from the NFL, if we go through the stats, where the NFL is loaded with guys from these HBCUs. Yeah. And when I start seeing years where not even one player is drafted, I'm wondering what's going on, but I'm going to reserve all my conversation about that. Again, guys, thank you all for tuning in. We're back. Website, Kamala, we fight 2024.com. MABA, no MAGA, MABA, MABA, Make America Believe Again, because that's what's going on with Project 2025. It's trying to erase everything that you believe in that you ever known if you grew up in the United States.
And if you get a chance, check out my website, my Facebook, Lifestyle of Leaf and Famous. It's on YouTube also. So I do a lot of reviews and things of that nature, new things that come out, conversation pieces about stuff that we talk about, life experiences and things of that nature. So, check me out.
Again, thank you all for tuning in, and vote blue.
Vote.
And just stay and vote.
Yeah, just vote.
Stay and vote.
Yeah.
All right, well.
How long was
it? Hour and 13.
Okay. I didn't think we did that long, but